What's up? This is Jim with Dent Tools Freak. Today we're doing our 5 blending hammer shootout. Blending hammers are so subjective. Everybody likes something different. So I brought in 2 other members to help me make sure this is as unbiased as possible. First we got Casper. Casper, tell us.
I've been in the industry about 3 years. I prefer an A1 18-inch blending hammer with Dave Streen's knocker tip.
All right, the other member that I brought in is Andy. Andy, what kind of blender do you usually use?
I've been using a Dent technology since 2016, but I'm shopping.
This hammer brought to you by A1 is 18 inches, also features Dave Streen's knocker tip. This 18-inch blender from A1 Tools is the heaviest and longest of the bunch. This blending hammer is the Bryce Rockhill OG, brought to you by Carbon-Tech. This thick-handled carbon fiber beauty is the one I use the most, based loosely off Bryce Rockhill's original design from about a decade ago. This old classic is a Shane Jacks blending hammer. This is one of the first hammers I bought when I left the factory. It is produced by Shane Jacks, a very well-known blending expert. This carbon fiber hammer we bought from Drew's Tools. This is our second carbon fiber model, made and produced by Drew Lechtenberg from Drew's Tools. And the newcomer, this one comes from Dentman Tools. Fresh off the press from Jesse Hall and Dentman Tools, this blender is a super lightweight composite. Here's how it works. Every tech was given 5 different dents for the 5 different hammers. Everybody's allowed to choose their own tips to put on the hammer. After all 3 techs have used all 5 hammers, we will compare notes at the end and pick a winner. First up in the 5 hammer shootout is going to be this A1 18-inch blender. Made of steel, both sides of the head are threaded so you can use whatever tips that you'd like to throw on there. All 3 of us decided to stick with the regular A1 tip and the knocker from Edgy Tools. This hammer's all steel construction makes sure that the weight balance is completely jacked up. Instead of a weight balance towards the head, it's towards the rear. You can find more action at your great-grandmother's bridge tournament. That's just my opinion. Let's see what these guys have to say.
It is what I'm used to. It is a little heavy, but we'll see what the rest have in store.
And I thought the weight of the hammer was a little off. The weight I feel should be more towards the head than the handle, so that kind of put a little strain on my arm just the short time that I was using it.
Next up to the plate is the brand new Dentman Tools hammer. Very lightweight composite with a formed leather wrapped handle, very reminiscent of what you'd find on a putter. Similar to the A1 hammer, both sides of this tool are threaded. Pick whichever tips you would like and blend away. I have made it very clear that I prefer a heavier hammer. As the lightest in the bunch, this one's not for me. I think it would benefit greatly if the head was steel instead of aluminum, and if the handle was round instead of triangle, but I was overruled with this one.
For me, the handle is spot on, the length is right, it just needs a little more weight at the head of it.
I liked it. I like the handle. I think it needs to be a little bit longer, maybe a little more weight on the head of it, but other than that, I thought it was a pretty decent hammer.
Up next is the Drew's Tools blending hammer. All carbon fiber shaft that extends all the way to the formed carbon fiber handle. This tool allows for one change of tip while the back sharper side remains. Even with its light carbon fiber construction, it's still a mid-weight hammer. For me, this is a hammer that means business. The weight bias towards the head is excellent. The large rubber tip is easy to get used to after a while. Even the backside of the head is great for sharp detail work. The carbon fiber does seem a bit thin, so I'd be careful where you store it.
The Drew's Tools hammer, this weighting is spot on. I just wish it gave you the option to put 2 tips on it.
The weight of it really makes that hammer work pretty good, other than the tip.
Next up is this offering from Carbon-Tech. Carbon fiber shaft with the ball on the end. This is the second heaviest hammer that we'll be dealing with, mostly due to the large chunk of steel that makes up the hammerhead. Opposite from the Drew's Tools, you have the option to choose the tips on the back side of the hammer. For me, this is the best blending hammer I have ever used to date. Only wish that the head was slightly more convex like the original Bryce Rockhill hammer and maybe a tad skinnier, but other than that, I wouldn't change a thing.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Thanks for the insight, Casper.
I really like the hammer. I like the thickness of it. It's got weight to it, so I can actually not have to hit it real hard to get the metal to move.
Last up in this 5 blending hammer shootout is going to be this hammer from Shane Jacks. If you've been in this industry for a while, you are probably familiar with its aluminum construction. This will be the second lightest and the shortest blending hammer that we've used today. Both sides are threaded to accept any 5/16 tips on the market. Well, Mama always said if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say nothing. This is the oldest hammer that we tested, and I would love for Mr. Jax to come up with a design to knock my socks off, but for now...
I don't know what to say. I just don't fucking like anything about it.
For me, it's a knockdown hammer.
Very light. I got to do a lot of extra work just to blend a little small dent out.
Now each tech has used every hammer. Now we have deliberated, we argue, everybody likes something different about each hammer. It is incredibly important to remember that everything about blending hammers is subjective. Ergonomics, weight, it's about what you like. In the end, this is what the DTF team came up with. Carbon Tech taking the very top prize. The Dentman Tools and Drew's Tools hammer tied for number 2. The reason for the two-way tie is that the Dentman was more ergonomic for them, and I love the weight of the Drew's Tools. A1 is taking the number 4 spot, and the Shane Jax blending hammer is coming in dead last in this review. After this review was done, I found something on the internet that made me sick. Let me make it very clear to you that if somebody's trying to sell you a jeweler's or chasing hammer, no matter what changes they said they make for $200, tell them to kiss your ass. That's a disgusting practice and predatory to newer techs who don't know that you can have these from $12 to $50 all day long. If I can manage to get my hands on one without having to pony up $200, I'll do a side-by-side review with that and a $12 hammer. Congratulations to Carbon Tech for winning DTF's first 5 blending hammer shootout. Make sure you push like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you awesome reviews.